Just picking your brains here. Story 1. Eye contact. I will try to lock eyes with any woman I am attracted to. If she bites, I wait until she smiles or looks away and smiles. That's the confidence boost I need to approach. Story 2. I have two modes. Innocent flirt. Just friendly flirting with no obvious intention of anything. Non-existent. I just don't do anything other than be a good guy. I don't push for anything. I don't ask for anything. I just exist, be nice, encourage, and be a safe place for others. Edit. Sorry. 3 modes. Emergency boyfriend. If in a situation out in public and you come up to me being in trouble, I will be the emergency boyfriend to protect you until it is safe, regardless of gender or sexuality. I may be one hell of an introvert, but I am what I need to be when I need to be it. Story 3. I don't really know how. I haven't encountered a situation where I felt someone had mutual attraction to me or was flirting with me, so I've never knowingly engaged in flirting. Story 4. The other person's vibe matters a lot. If she seems into the conversation, that means you can go ahead. It's mostly about staying in the present moment, picking up on things, and trying to be witty about them. Try to compliment her looks or something she is wearing, while being respectful as well. The main task is to maintain a balance between being playful and respectful, maintaining boundaries. Story 5. Introverted doesn't mean I'm socially inept. It just means instead of gaining energy from socializing, I lose energy from it. The word you're looking for is shy. But to answer your question, I flirt like I'm the life of the party, but I'll get hungover from it, even if I didn't drink. Story 6. First with consideration, then apprehension, and finally deliberation. It's been a while, though. I don't get familiar with most people until I've met them a few times, regardless of whether I'm attracted initially, which is rare, or if I take an interest after somebody has been around a while. I'm in a repeat pattern of making acquaintances and seemingly hitting it off, only to have the one I'm interested in exit my life as abruptly as they appeared in it. I've reached the point of resignation several times because the regularity with which this has happened to me ceased being funny a decade ago. Story 7. They do not. They stare, and when the girl looks back, they look down or avoid any eye contact. If approached, they show no interest at all and after a few hours regret. Story 8. I'm rather direct with it. I don't waste time. 1 to 3 sentences in, I tell the woman I think she's attractive and would like to take her out. If she wants it, that's great. If she doesn't, I just move on with my life. Introverted as can be and spend most of my free time alone, but not a fan of burying my attraction inside because there's literally no point in that whatsoever. It turns into self-loathing and a very needless negative internal dialogue that's extremely easy to avoid. Am I the best at it? Absolutely not. Do I get rejected despite being handsome, athletic, and having hair? Yes, I do. Do I care? Not really. This is how I met my current girlfriend and the woman I love to death. Story 9. To be honest, flirting is something I do after I spend time with someone I like for a while. I don't want their first impression of me to be flirty. I want to be genuine, and then after that, if I have feelings for you, I make flirty jokes and try to spend one-on-one time with you. After that, it's in Cthulhu's hands. Story 10. Since my confidence has been a little better, I've noticed that if she holds eye contact, I may slip in something casual like, hey, would you like to talk later? And if it's a yes, I'll give her my phone number. If it's no or a maybe, I'll walk away and tell that person to have a good day. Story 11. Alcohol was my crutch, not healthy or sustainable, but it got my foot in the door. And hey, it worked. I dated around for a while and have now been married for a decade. I drink less now. Story 12. Ha ha ha. Yeah, right. I wouldn't know the first thing about it. 40 years old and wouldn't even think about trying. I'd just make a fool of myself if I tried. No thanks. Story 13. Typically start with a joke. Waiting for the right moment is fun to me. Could be something as simple as waiting for something embarrassing to happen that someone else did, or poking fun at a friend I'm there with. After I get her attention, I would go for making a compliment about something she chose to do, like wearing a certain set of earrings, but never her clothes. I would rather her see that I'm attracted to more than just looks, even if we never see each other again after that night. If you can make them genuinely laugh, it helps a lot. But apparently, playing pool by yourself and smiling at a girl from across the room does wonders, even if you never actually leave the pool table to talk to her. Story 14. Be oblivious. The night I met my wife, she gave me the look. My dumb self saw it, but immediately looked behind me to see if she was looking at someone else. There was no one behind me. Story 15. Introverted here. I don't even know how to flirt. The best I can do is try to just be myself. Not always easy around girls I'm attracted to, and hope that's appealing enough. Story 16. I can't flirt to save my life. If I do flirt, then it usually might take the form of the average woman's flirting, looking in their direction and hoping she comes to talk to me. Story 17. Introversion has nothing to do with being able to flirt or not. Introversion is just a preference to be by yourself much of the time. It doesn't mean you can't flirt. Sometimes we introverts enjoy the company of others. Don't mistake introversion for shyness. Story 18. I usually wait for a moment alone to have a conversation to see if there is a vibe. If the conversation ends well, I might ask for her number. Extroverts are easier because sometimes they make it very obvious and ask me to hang out again. If she is also introverted like me, then it will take more work to see if a moment happens and there is a positive signal to ask her for a number. Story 19. I made a series of cute origami messages for a coworker I had a crush on. The messages said things like, "You're cute and want to go on a date?" Translated into Chinese. We then dated for almost 4 years. Story 20. I can take short trips into the extroverted world. I need silence and a nap after, but I can do it. It's a great skill to learn, and I would very much encourage it. Do not let a personality trait limit your future. Story 21. I generally use body language, smirks, and brief or ever so subtly long eye contact to draw them in. I have a pretty good intuition when it comes to whether I feel a female is into me or not. It's all about the eyes. Story 22. Go to Target and Starbucks. Find a cute girl. Genuinely comment on or compliment her wardrobe, vibe, or actions. Ask a question to engage her. Use relatable dialogue. Introduce yourself. Invite her out for coffee. Repeat this for the next few girls every day for a week. Story 23. Eye contact. That's it. I don't really say anything, and it works pretty well. A girl I dated said it felt like I was a wolf and she was a little baby deer. She liked that feeling, I guess. Honestly, it's basically just casual kind of staring, but it seems to work really well with the women I'm attracted to. Story 24. I joke about sexual stuff in a nerdy way if I know they are interested. If not, I simply won't. I am not trying to step in the wrong direction and make things awkward. Story 25. I'm half and half. Very social when I feel like it, and very antisocial too when I feel like it. Essentially, I run off a social battery. I'm in sales, and half the time that battery is empty. When I see a woman I think is gorgeous, as long as that battery isn't drained, I'm good to go. No social issues. Number 1 in sales at every company I've been with since I started. When I'm drained, I don't talk or flirt at all. I'd rather be alone. Story 26. Actually, I'm not even sure how I got married. I think an extrovert adopts an introvert, and no flirting is required. I'm not sure I know how to flirt and wouldn't recognize someone flirting with me. Story 27. Hey girl, want to Netflix and silently chill while we take quick glances at each other, wondering who is going to say something first, inevitably ending the night in awkward silence. Story 28. You use the don't tell me, show me approach. Speak normally like you would with any of your friends. Accept that you need to believe in yourself, that you're not a waste of her time, and that you can provide an amazing experience for her. That will give you an air of confidence and energy that attracts people. Story 29. I don't. All my girlfriends and relationships happened because they made the first move. They kissed me first, they asked for my number, and so on. I am a total wreck with flirting. Story 30. So far, what I have tried is to first test if they are interested by trying to approach more by texting. If I get a slow or no response, I don't pursue further. If I get a good response, I normally propose an activity where we could go and maybe get a chance to talk more. It's not really perfect. Many people don't like texting, but I think this is the best I can do, given the situation. Story 31. I used to get drunk and dance, or take acid and stare. There was something about those dilated pupils that drew the ladies in. Too old for any of that now, so I just don't. Story 32. Flirting is easy, as long as you don't do it for too long. It is incredibly difficult for me to show interest when I have become burned out from socializing, even if it is interesting. I always preferred to flirt through activities. Do something together where the amount of time spent with the recipient of the flirting is decided ahead of time, with the option to extend if things are going well. That way, if you get burned out from being in flirt mode, there is a neutral, non-offensive excuse to stop or continue it via text or some other way that is less exhausting. Extra points if you volunteer to do something that the person needs done. If it is at work, offer to help with something they need or have asked for help with. Just do it within reason, not being creepy and volunteering to help with everything and only for that person. Moving your flirting online means that you can control the amount, and you can also flirt by saving links of things the person might be interested in. You can write your message or flirt on your own time, and it shows that you know something about them. I am not talking about sharing lots of random links like my aunt does to me on Facebook that she thinks are funny or cute. I mean things related to a topic you have talked about and something you can follow up on later. This can be done with someone who is not yet in the girlfriend zone. Even a coworker, as long as it is not too pushy and not inappropriate. Sharing a link in a professional manner about something related to work that you know they are working on opens doors to follow up with in-person conversation. Story 33. I have more back and forth conversations with myself and my painted white wall. I don't approach females because it seems like a lot of work, and I feel better just being by myself. No joke, if I was approached by a female, I would literally run and hide behind my 20-year-old male friend. I'm 20 as well. Story 34. You have to learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. This will take some time, but it will help you in all aspects of life. You can start by just talking to anyone about anything, like small talk in an elevator or a person next to you at the bar. Then, when you do find yourself talking to someone you like, try to talk to her like she's just a regular person. Sprinkle in some compliments, ask her what her interests are, and truly listen to her. Listening is a very important skill. You can't just be waiting to talk. Story 35. I never learned how and now have nowhere appropriate to attempt to learn. I somehow learned how to waitress flirt, but it's like I become a totally different person, and I can't really control it. Story 36. I'm a counterpuncher. If I don't catch a tell, I won't approach, or if we're talking and she doesn't hint at anything, there won't be anything. Sounds stupid, but it's not. You can will your way into her talking to you first. Your vibe attracts them, so set a vibe, have fun on your own, and she'll gravitate towards you. Story 37. First, to be clear, I am introverted, not shy. Anyway, I have found it works best for me to be very direct. So, when I was single, I would flirt by letting a woman know I liked her and was interested in her, and asking if she would be interested in us getting together to get to know each other better. Story 38. Being introverted doesn't mean I'm abysmal in social situations. So, I just give compliments and crack some dumb jokes. If it works, cool. If not, we weren't necessarily meant to be anyways. At the end of the day, if I want, I can really be charming. I just need downtime afterward, and to psych myself up before. Story 39. I explained wave-particle duality as an introduction to multiverse theory to an attractive coworker over dinner one night and then closed with, if the multiverse is real, then there's a universe where I get your number and we do this again, and I'd like to know if we live in that universe. It worked, but this was 2003. Story 40. I used to be very extroverted and would just talk, but after being hurt by women, moving across the country, and drug abuse, I'm introverted and I don't really talk much anymore. Story 41. I was a shy, anxious introvert playing games and sitting home all day during my teenage years. The only way is to put yourself out there and talk to people and women in general. The more you do it, the more confidence you acquire and the more socially adept you become. If you put in nothing, you will get nothing. Don't let your comfort zone tame you into a scared animal. Story 42. I'm an introvert, not a hermit. I can flirt just fine. I can be pretty romantic, even. I just do better one-on-one and need recharge time when I'm done socializing. Story 43. So this is much different than how I would usually give advice. What the hell? Let's try something new. Rule 1. No one is coming to save you. Rule 2. Everything is your responsibility. Rule 5. Always be working. These are Matt Graham's close quarters battle rules. Honestly, you have to learn to do it. I could tell you what I do, but it may not work for you. What you must do is figure out a way for you to do it. If you truly want my way, I will explain in a later post. Ultimately, you must simply grab the bull by the horns. Signed, an introverted socially anxious person who is okay at flirting and has managed to learn competent public speaking. Story 44. Honestly, just me talking to you or having a general conversation with you is me flirting. I don't do pickup or chat-up lines. If I somehow have the gall to talk and converse with you, babe, please take it and run with it because it is not going anywhere else if left up to me. Story 45. Step 1. Be in a rare situation where I am out of the house and interacting with strangers. I work for a small business where the only woman is my 75-year-old chief financial officer. Step 2. Be in a rare situation where a girl is talking to me and seems to be interested. Step 3. This video plays in my head. Step 4. Assume she is being polite and try your hardest not to be a creep.